Hello and welcome back. So, past my getting rid of the lift event, so here I am. I could have just gone back to the PT and my orthopedic physician, and I'm like, what am I going to tell him? It's not like I can tell him, well, someone said the Holy Spirit told me to take the lift off. They would have just, thought that I was crazy. So I decided to just make an appointment with a different orthopedic surgeon, and I was hoping just to get some PT prescription and some help, in working through the fascial restrictions. So I went to my appointment. Back then I was also, still not a very big person, but I was very skinny because I had a hard time eating back then because of all the, liver too high, everything like out of alignment, and I had been sick for a long time, so I was pretty skinny size XS, I would say. And I went to this orthopedic doctor. Of course, I can't tell him, hey, I had a healing event. And the healer said that the Holy Spirit told me to take the lift off of my shoes. So here I am, and I'm going to my appointment, and here's the benefit of not being too naive. So I said, well, this is my history. I used to have a lift under my shoe for my entire life, but I'm also a chronic pain patient, and I don't really want to live that way anymore. And I was wondering if you could work with me on it. I decided to take the shoes with the lift off, and I am in need of some physical therapy or something you could think of that could help me to now help with the musculoskeletal, visceral, cranial, all restrictions. And the bad thing is I can't remember the doctor's name, but it is what it is. I still know where the practice was, though, in Mörs. So, in Germany. So he looked at me and he said to me, well, I don't think so. I think you're bulimic. You should go back home, put the shoes back on with the lift under it, and go and see a psychiatrist. And I was just sitting in front of him. I still had this confidence and the on my face. And then he said to me, he had the nerve to say to me, and I guess that's not something you wanted to hear. And I said to him, you know what? Thank you. I don't really care. Bye. And I left. I did not put the lift with the shoes with the lift back on. I just left. I'm like, okay, well, that's your problem. I asked for help. Okay, here we go again. So eventually along the line, I figured out my motivation is just I have to do things by myself, which was back also to my personality. Even how I was as a little kid, I would always try to figure out everything by myself. So here I am. I'm like, I have to figure it out by myself. What I did is I was contemplating what could I do, and I thought, I could start to swim. Swimming has always been good. Swimming is healthy. So I went to we have like Olympic-sized pools, or like the lab pool in Germany. I went to the pool, and I managed to swim one lap. That was the only strength I had from being sick for so long, and now having the lift off of my leg and I managed to swim one lap, and I'm like, okay, better than nothing. So that's how I helped myself, and I think a year later, I was swimming 50 laps. 50 as in 50. So the message here and why I'm sharing my story is, I probably went through a depression and had pain, but I never gave up. And I did not allow for the doctors to belittle me any further, to tell me what to do, to tell me that I'm crazy. Because in the end, what I know now, through my whole training, which I'm going to elaborate on in future videos, I'm going to talk about everything I've trained, what the training is about, so that people can see, and understand what is out there, what you can study, how you can get help. It is complex, but that's my journey. So I strongly believe I know it. That's why I had to go through all this, get sick, but I have a message for the little baby, the parents with the little babies, the children, the adult. because there are things we don't have to be stuck with something that is killing us, because in the end, and that was that faith that the healer, that Sophia installed within me, was like, what do I have to lose? I had nothing to lose because I was already at my wit's end. Yeah, the next thing would have been probably like just sitting in a wheelchair, wasting away. Probably would be dead by now because of all the restrictions, not being able to breathe, not being able to digest. So it's like, and then the Epstein-Barr, which I didn't know was, running havoc in my system. So sometimes, and again, you trust your intuition. I trusted that, and I had been so conditioned also by society, by my family, because nobody is like me, so I never really had any support. But when I met Sophia and trying to figure out what that Holy Spirit thing was about, it just brought back that zest within me, like, yeah, I can do it. It's gonna be all good. Thank you for listening to my story.